enjoy. We'll see. Cheers.
Beauties. Gucci. What's up? What's up, Benzini? What you doing? Cheers to the old UK boys.
You always tell me that it's all up in my head. You got me overlooking all of my options. You got me going back and forth with my conscience. All up in my bed. You always see that.
Welcome to Pitchmaster's Bets, episode 1. I am here with my good friend, known him for well over half my life, which is crazy to think about, Mr. Balake, Blake Khalil, an absolute beauty. We are starting a betting show off of the Pitchmasters brand that we have with the rest of the Whatnot lads. We both enjoy gambling, the sports book, trying to take as much money from Vegas as we can. And so we figured we might as well do our best to give the picks to the crowd as well. Mr. Balake, how are we feeling? How are you feeling about this journey that we're about to partake on? Give us your thoughts.
Alex, thanks, man. It's so good to be here. I'm just excited to share this because I've been doing it for 4 years, man. Sports gambling. For the first 2 years, it was just sports gambling, right? It was like parlay after parlay. Give me those home run hitters. I mean, betting on anything I could get my hands on. WNBA, right? Just like anything that was out there, I was in it. At the end of those 2 years, I didn't have any money left. So it's either quit or treat it like a business. And man, I'm a true degen, so I'm not quitting. So I figured, hey, I got to turn it into a business. So that's why I think this would be really valuable because, I mean, this really can and has been a secondary income stream if you treat it correctly, right? So I'm excited for us to kind of show how you can treat this like a business with hedges, with units, all kinds of things out there. There's an entire other world out there than trying to hit like it's 15 leg parlay every weekend and making Vegas richer. Yeah.
And that's what's beautiful about this show is it's going to be a lot of fun, good energy. We've known each other for so long, so the chemistry is just going to be there. But we're going to be providing like a lot of great information, and you certainly have been doing this longer than I have. But what's beautiful is I've learned from you. So the way that I gamble, we're going to be on the same page. Getting into the unit talk. Strategy of how to bet, not just pressing buttons, really taking a deep dive on what you are, betting on. But what's beautiful is, the people that are watching the show may not have the time to take that deep look. We'll provide you the know-how, but if you don't have that time, we're going to give you the picks and the reasoning behind why we took those picks. But before we get into that, Blake, tell me about, just yourself. Obviously, you gave us a little bit of insight on what you want to bring in terms of value to this show and the people that are going to be watching and betting with us. But, you have some things written down. So just go ahead and dive deep into what you are thinking when we get started with this.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, from treating it like a business, I mean, the top two sports for me, NFL and college football, right? American football is definitely my cup of tea. And I know your bag is soccer. So I've been able to ride that hot streak you had and have been having on some soccer, especially some on those cups. And you're just absolutely killing it. Same style. I'm able to take over and do into NFL. So we're covering both sides of football. It's going to be a lot of fun to be able to do that because the season is pretty much just started. And then we have NHL coming up, not too far there. MLB playoffs are about to hit. So that can be a little bit fun, a little exciting. We get some futures bets in there too before the odds drop too much. But man, it's just really about how can we get another source of income and not just blow our money away, because it really is possible. Like it's happening. Yeah. There's ways you can read the lines, just how they move, how the money comes in on the lines. You see a bunch of money on one side, you already know where it's going to be. So just those type of things that we can dissect and make it really easy and just be able to have a little bit extra lunch money, some gas money, and be able to do things with. That's the goal out of this, man.
Love that. Getting into our picks, Balake. We're going to start off with the NFL. Like you said, the American football is more your ride. I stay on the across the pond football. I'll have some things here and there to say when I dabble in the old American football, NFL or college football. But like you said, that's your cup of tea, and that's why we want to hear from you. So please go ahead and get into your NFL picks for the week.
For sure. So one of the biggest things I wanted to touch on is how less is more. You can bet on 10 different things, and if you're betting one unit across 10 different, yes, you're spread thin, but if you win 5 and lose 5, what have you done? You just sweat all day for nothing, right? So I'm going to make it very short, concise. I'm going to give like one lock of the week too. That's going to be my favorite pick. And just a little teaser. We've been trailing our picks throughout this entire week. We had 3 already cash, right? Real nice and easy. And we had just one anytime goal scorer that didn't make it through. But that's how we're going to lead this in. So my lock of the entire week is Texans +3. So they're at home. The quarterback had just popped off last week against Jacksonville. Even though Jacksonville's been an extreme disappointment, Texans to me they just look nice, right? Everybody's talking about how bad Jacksonville was versus how good the Texans were, and I think that took it away from them. Then now they're at home against Pittsburgh, and they're the underdog. Like that's kind of weird to me. I like the +3 play. I don't even think they need it. If you want to go a little bit more aggressive, that money line was nice, but I'm going to take +3. The crazy thing is, though, if you've looked at the slate, a lot of these games are within 3 to 5 points. So when the games are this close, instead of just trying to get lucky on them, maybe catch a hook or get bit in the butt by just missing it by 0.5 or by a point, I like to do a teaser. Okay, so we have a 7-point teaser. It gives you an additional 7 points on the spread. So a +3 will turn into a +10, etc. So my second pick, and of course the highest regarded pick is going to be those Texans. Okay. Then second pick for NFL is going to be a 3-team teaser. You're going to have Texans +10, Vikings +3. Okay, that's the second one I throw in there. So I'm doubling down on the Texans. Vikings are favored by, I believe, 3 right now. No way do I believe that they're going to start off 0-4. Okay, I just think they have that locked. They're already favored. That's one of in there. And then the other one is Bucks +10. Now, Bucks just lost. They were 2-0. Is that right? The 2 weeks? Yeah, they were 2-0 coming into against the Eagles. Once the Eagles defense is top tier, right? So Baker Mayfield, even though he might have got slapped around, I still have a lot of regard for them. I think they're doing good things. Mike Evans is popping off over there too. So
Derek
I
Carr's
really
been
like the
playing
Bucks.
absolute trash too.
Yeah, exactly. So I like the Bucks +10. I mean, that's a touchdown and a field goal. Anywhere in there, you're going to cash. So those are the 3 for it. Texans +10, Vikings +3, Bucks +10, and $100 will reward you $120. So you're getting plus money on that. You're getting some pretty good spreads on those as well. And then we're doubling down on the Texans. Lastly is I have a YOLO play. I like these anytime touchdowns because they can cash real easy, especially on weeks where we don't really have big lines, big movements, because again, these games are just so close. I'm not trying to flip a coin here. So I got 2. The Jacksonville, they're playing in England, right? Is that where they're playing?
They are playing
London?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so they're playing overseas across the pond. I know that's
home game, basically.
Your bread and butter. So for that, I'm taking Ridley. Okay, Ridley's first game against the Falcons. Now that he's back, Ridley anytime touchdowns +150. That just seems nice. I mean, if Jacksonville can actually get it together, Zay Jones was questionable. ETN was minus something, but we're getting plus money for Ridley. So just those smaller amounts I'm going to do on that. And then also Tyreek anytime touchdown. Bills, Dolphins. I think they're doing us a disservice this week by playing that at 1 p.m. Okay, that should be easily prime time. Miami is actually favored to win the division over the Bills this week. And right now they're at +3. So that's something interesting to watch.
What are the odds on Tyreek there for that anytime tutty?
Anytime touchdown for Tyreek is I have at -110. So pretty much even money. Got to pay an extra $10, but he's scored a touchdown every week so far.
Yeah.
So to me, let's ride the train until it stops. Especially if you're going to play a team as good as the Bills, why wouldn't you go to your best guy? Now Jalen Waddle is back, okay, but
it's going to open things up even more then.
Exactly, right. So they got to put a little bit more emphasis on that, and if they're putting it all on Tyreek, he's still Tyreek. Right?
Love that.
Those are my biggest plays.
Yeah, I love the Tyreek Hill play. Jacksonville basically going to be a home game for them. They love playing over the pond. Yeah. So I love Ridley. I've got him on my fantasy team, so we definitely want to see him get into the end zone. The more electric, some would even say, of the two, college football. What are we going to be rocking with this weekend, mi amigo, for the old college boys?
College football, man. It's been nothing short of exciting with prime time doing his thing. I was a non-believer week 1, I'll be honest, but after that, I believe. Now, Travis Hunter is out. Okay, the hottest team in football right now is CU. man, they're playing at home against the other, I would say, hottest team in the entire league because Superman, right? Caleb Williams, that guy. I mean, I'm from Oklahoma, so having a former OU guy go over there, I mean, that to me, I think he wins the Heisman. So I'm
Yeah.
hyped up on USC. So I am taking them at negative or minus 20.5. I actually bought a point, and I did that earlier before the line moved to minus 22. And that's just one of those things. When you see lines moving on your side and you're moving further away, that's showing you where their money's coming in. So I want to be on that side 9 times out of 10. I'm not trying to fight the big money because typically that's just proving to you that, hey, this is where the bookmakers think it's going to go, and they're in business for a reason, right? So I'm taking USC minus 20.5 for the whole game. The under over, Alex, I know you were looking at that earlier. 74. I mean, how do you feel on that?
Yeah, I am a sucker for the hype train. Coach soccer myself. So when I see someone like Coach Prime, who is kind of on the same vibe, like he gets the boys going, he gets the people going. He's all about his team. I think there's going to be just the way they handled the loss in general is going to be a lesson to be learned for them. And I think they probably took lessons out of that. Their week of preparation hopefully is going to be the best that they have had thus far. I don't know if they're going to be able to compete and hold the spread. I don't know. I don't know what that is going to look like. What I do think is the mindset of Shedeur is going to be that he is a Heisman candidate still, even though that may be out of the question with a loss. In his mind, he's still going to be competing against it. And there's no other dude to try and go and get that against than the guy you talked about, Caleb Williams. I think they're both going to be airing it out. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. I don't know where the line is going to hold. So I am going to go with the gut check bet over 73.5 for the game. I'm excited to watch the game. I just want to see both the quarterbacks go crazy. I'm a Shedeur guy. So give me over the points on 73.5. Give me a high scoring affair there.
I love it, man. I mean, Colorado is right now is just taking a look at their team total, 25.5. They scored 6 points last week. Yeah. I mean, that's 4 or 5 times. I know Oregon's defense is good, but like USC's isn't that great. So I like that pick a lot. It's just I think that total is going to come down to how much can Colorado score. I think the first half is going to be competitive.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be.
And it's just looking at their recent games. I mean, they're letting teams. USC's letting teams score in the last game against Arizona State. So I really don't know. I don't know much about USC. All I know is I love Shedeur. I love Coach Prime. Give me points. That's not going to be room for anything in particular. Just give me the points, baby.
It should be a fun game regardless. I think we got that covered with the over. And obviously, I'm taking USC pretty heavily on this minus 20.5. I think they win by 3 tutties. But that doesn't mean it can't be 42, 21. Can't be. Yep. I mean, they dropped 60 something last week. USC did. So it could be something crazy. Yep. Now my second pick is actually like this one more for college because it's a little bit more away from the hype. And statistically, Texas has the best defense right now. They're letting up a team average of 13 points per game, and they've played Alabama. Okay, so they're absolutely killing it right now on defensively, and they are going against Kansas this week. The under-over is 61. They haven't had a 60-point scoring total this entire season. And right now, they're putting all this hype on the quarterback of KU. I'm not buying it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm taking the under 61. I think Texas defense prevails. Even if it doesn't, I don't think Texas has that great of an offense for this to be a shootout. Yeah, I like this pick more than the USC, but I think we got some hot ones for college football.
Yeah, I like your reasoning behind that. I will definitely hop on that with you. My only other pick, and one of the things that we'll eventually put a graphic up of the board is don't bet with your heart. But Notre Dame at Duke. I'm going to take them minus 5.5. I think Duke has had a great season. Notre Dame coming off a loss, though. Marcus Freeman's going to have the boys rocking. Heisman Sam is going to need a good bounce back against a ranked opponent to try and get his odds back up for that trophy. So I am going to lay the points with Notre Dame. Give me them minus 5.5.
Yeah, Duke's been streaky, man. I mean, I think they have a solid team, but I don't see Notre Dame falling apart after that loss to OSU. I mean, did you see it? Did you see last week they had 10 men on the field for the last 3 plays?
Yeah,
So they're
it's
on the goal line. They got 10 men out there. I mean, come on.
that was their game to lose, and
Yeah,
it
agreed.
was it was tough to watch as a Notre Dame fan because Ohio State just was honestly very fortunate to get out of that game with the W. You were fortunate, my friend, to take the dub, taking
Oh,
the
I
point
split.
off. The -2.5 with the field goal at the end there. Luck
Yep.
fell in your favor. The betting gods were looking upon you
That's why you got
fondly
to buy
for
the
that
hook,
game.
man. That -3 is if for a close game. I mean, the
Yeah,
bookmakers know what they're doing. So sometimes you got to pay a little extra juice just to get the
yeah.
dub. And it's worth
It was I was definitely happy for you on that one. Traveling over the pond for the European football, as they like to call it. We are going to be diving into the Premier League. Manchester City versus Wolves. Wolves only have one win in the entire league play. They're coming
it. Yikes.
off a loss against the Ipswich Town Horses, whatever you want to call them, a championship side that's looking to get into the Premier League. Wolves are going to be struggling to stay up. They have Jean Rickner Bellegarde on his second red of the year, so they're going to be down a starter. Manchester
Oh,
City coming off of a tough loss against Newcastle. So both teams coming off of a loss, but I think that it is going to mean much different for Manchester City coming off of a loss against Newcastle. They're going to be looking to bounce back in a very, very aggressive way. I'm taking and already took a week ago, as you guys will certainly come to find out as we get deeper into the show. Manchester City -1. I got them at +110. The odds have moved down to -110. I still think there's a lot of value in that game. I can close my eyes and imagine very easily an Erling Haaland hat trick or a 3-0 win, regardless, could get even more out of hand. Wolves are going to be struggling a lot. I don't see it going any other way. So that is honestly my lock of the week. We are hammering Manchester City.
nice. I love it.
Moving
And that's
on.
just to clarify, that's a -1 3-way, right? So they have to win by 2 for you to
Yes.
cash.
So it's essentially taking them -1.5, depending on what book you use there. They need to win by 2 or more. That's good information to give, and that's why we have the beauty right next to me over here to pass me the assist on that one. Going over to the old Brentford versus Nottingham Forest, the Brentford
Ooh,
Bees versus the
the
Tricky
trees,
Trees.
the
They
trees.
both are coming off of a loss in the EFL Cup as well. They're both sitting at 12 and 13 respectively. Brentford going into Forest. I see this just being a game where it's just going to be opened up. There's going to be a lot of scoring, a lot of shots on goal. I'm taking both teams to score, something that my counterpart over here has encouraged me to look into a little bit more than trying to take a line. You bet on my new saying is you bet on mid-table teams, you're going to get mid-table results. So let's
Mm,
just look for both of the teams to score. -126.
mm,
Yeah, I
I like
think that
that.
this is just going to be a lot of scoring. Uh, yeah, so that's what we're taking with the old Brentford Nottingham Forest game there.
Nice. Get that lock out the way, or get that cash in the first half. I mean, I could see that easy. 1-1 at least first
And at
half. So
-126 too, I really like those odds.
yeah.
I'm not going to be upset if this game goes another way because I just think there's just going to be a ton of shots. They've both been very suspect defending. Both teams in 5 of their 6 league games have both scored. There's only been one game respectively each that they haven't scored. So I don't really see
Ooh, I
it
like
going
that a
any
lot.
other
Yeah, and
way.
if they draw, it's not like you're taking because right now the over is at 2.25, which is over 2 and half on over 2.5. So we wouldn't be pushing or half loss on the
Yeah.
over 2 if it ends 1-1. So
Yeah.
that's a great. I like
Yeah,
it a lot.
exactly. So I like that bet a lot more, and I love the perspective that you've kind of dived into in the recent weeks, looking into that bet, kind of opening our eyes to a different little thing that maybe the books haven't been paying attention to as much, and we'll see what's good with that. My last soccer pick of the week, I'm going back to the well with AC Milan at home against Lazio. Both teams
Ooh,
coming off of a win in recent weeks. AC Milan has one more day of rest than Lazio, if I'm not mistaken, or a little bit more time of rest than Lazio. Regardless, tough barn for them to come into. AC Milan are unbeaten at home. Lazio have struggled in the start of the season, just grabbing 4 points in their first 6 games. So I am taking AC Milan money line full game at minus 145. Pulisic and the boys, Rafael Leao, Olivier Giroud. I love AC Milan. So I think they're going to take the dub at home there. So just to review the old soccer picks, Manchester City -1 or -1.5 respectively, depending on what your book shows. Got that at +110, showing at -110 on my book. Shop around for your best odds. Brentford versus Forest, both teams to score at -126. And then I am taking AC Milan -145 at home. Wrapping up episode 1 here, Balake, I gave my picks for EPL. Give us a rundown of your picks that you are taking one more time for the lads.
Yeah, just make it nice and easy. For NFL, got 2 yellow plays. Okay, we're just going to do a little bit light on those anytime touchdowns. So Ridley across the pond, and then we also have Tyreek. Again, he's on that streak. Let's ride it. So those are the 2 anytime touchdowns. And then just a straight up play, taking the Texans +3. Then we have the teaser, taking 7-point teaser. Okay, you got a selection there. Make sure you choose 7 so that way you can get Texans, Vikings, and the Buccaneers. Nice little plus money on that 3-way right there. And then we'll just slide over to college football. Again, got 2 nice picks there. Got Texas KU. That is my lock. Under 61. Again, that should be easy. And then we have USC -20.5. Guys, I bought a point. It's moved to -22. But I really think that 21 area is where we're going to be stuck at.
Beautiful. And I am taking the points on Colorado USC over 73.5. And then I am going to be laying the points on Notre Dame -5.5 at Duke. This has been a beautiful, beautiful time. Me and Blake talk nearly every day, not only about the picks, just life in general. So we're super excited to see where this show goes. We are going to be and currently have a Discord linked up for our picks. We'll continue to release more and more information. Where you can find that information, go ahead and follow us at pitch.masters. You'll be able to find our new Instagram that we're going to be releasing, Pitchmaster Bets. We'll be able to give out information on the Discord, how you can get involved in that. But beyond that, Balake, I'm super excited for the journey ahead and see how much money we can take away from Vegas.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Methodically, base hits, right? We're not going for home runs. We're doing it. I mean, you got hedges in there. There's all kinds of ways to just mitigate your risk because at the end of the day, if you don't have a bankroll, you can't even play. So I want to do that. Shout out the Discord. Again, I've already had it unreleased. We pretty much waxed them this week. And we're going to be charging just small for it soon, but right now it's free. So hop in there. I'm dropping picks. We're making money. Just come join, have a little bit of fun with us. It's going to be a good time.
But yeah, exactly. Right on, Balake. Appreciate you.
Alex, it's been a pleasure, man. Thanks for doing this. I can't wait to do it again next week, and we'll recap and count up the stacks then, all right?
Love you guys.